Hello, I'm Jerry Scheidbach. I pastor the Lighthouse Baptist Church in Santa Maria, California. I'm your brain masseur. Romans chapter 2, verses 1 and 3. Therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest. For when thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself. For thou that judgest doest the same things. And then verse 3. And thinkest thou this, O man, that judgest them which do such things, and thou doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of God? Jesus said in Luke 19:22, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Do you remember when Obama and Biden and Hillary all were talking about Trump's threat, if you will, or his statement that he might not accept the election results? He refused to commit himself, saying that, well, at the time, I'll make that decision. And boy, they made a lot of hay out of that. They tried their best to make it out that Trump was being undemocratic. In fact, Obama and Biden both said that for Trump to be unwilling to commit himself to accept the election results was undermining democracy. Well, Hillary took it a step further. She said that anyone that would refuse to accept the election results was threatening or was a threat to democracy. Well, who's refusing to accept the election results now? You know, Jesus said, out of thine own mouth will I judge you. And according to the Bible then, Obama, Biden, Hillary, and the rest of them who are spouting this nonsense, well, they are, by their own judgment, they are undermining democracy. They are a threat to democracy. You know, their hypocrisy is exceeded only by the hubris in which they display it. So proud and so arrogant, they suppose they can freely condemn others for doing the same things that they themselves do, and imagine that they will escape the judgment of God. That's not going to happen. Obama's talking tough against Russians these days, isn't he? He's promising to retaliate in a time and a place of our own choosing, he said, ominously threatening that some of his actions might be explicit and publicized, but others might not be. Here's what he said exactly. I think there is no doubt that when any foreign government tries to impact the integrity of our elections, yada, 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 we need to take action. And we will, he said, at a time and place of our choosing. Some of it may be explicit and publicized, some of it may not be, quote, end quote. You know, lead from behind, President-elect Obama is going to jump out in front on this one, isn't he? He's going to take action. Mr. Draw a new line in the sand every time one's crossed. Is going to just get all tough and strong and firm in his resolve all of a sudden. Mr. Mom Jeans is going to stand up to Mr. Russian Bear. You know, I get the optics of this really are humorous, but it's a serious matter. What is Obama up to? What does this saber-rattling portend? Well, you know, he assured the American people that he has called for a full investigation into this cyber attack by Russia, and he wants it on his desk by January the 20th. Now that's an interesting date. January the 20th is Inauguration Day. We may suppose that this report is intended to prove that the Donald stole the election with the help of the Russians. Does he plan to release this report on the same day Trump is inaugurated? It's the kind of thing that he would try to pull. Did you know that only a few days earlier, Obama gave an interview to a fellow by the name of Trevor Noah? He's the host of something called The Daily Show. And during this interview, Obama was asked about Russia's interference in the latest election. Do you know Obama practically said that Russia's hacking emails from the DNC was not really the issue? Yeah, he said his concern was with the, well, he didn't use the word stupid, but if you watch the interview, you'll get why I characterize it this way. his concern was with the stupidity of the American people buying into this and going along with all of it. That was where he was focusing his attention. Oh yeah, Obama is not one to miss an opportunity to insult America or Americans. Have you noticed? It's kind of a way with him. What's with these liberals and their disdain for America and Americans? Regarding Russia's alleged hack of the DNC computers and absconding with thousands of emails, and then releasing particularly embarrassing ones to the public through WikiLeaks. Something WikiLeaks, by the way, founder has denied, and we can get into that another time. Well, here's what Obama had to say about that. He said to Trevor these words, quote, "Russia trying to influence our elections dates back to the Soviet Union," end quote. Or in other words, there's no surprise there. That's been going on since the Soviet Union. That's not a big deal. Obama said Russia's hack of the DNC email accounts was, quote, "not a particularly fancy form of espionage," end quote. You see, he's minimizing it. He's kind of playing it down. His tone, watch the interview, I've watched it. His tone, together with his tune, made it very clear that he was disdainful about all the brouhaha over Russia hacking the DNC. His concern was with the state of our democracy. What does this say about America and about Americans that some foreign power could hack some uninteresting emails out of the DNC computers, and it would become the obsession of the American people? So and that interview was only a week before all of a sudden now Obama comes out swinging. Yeah, he comes out all offended, outraged over the effrontery by the Russians against our democracy. And this cannot be tolerated. He says, we need to take action, and we will, at a time and place of our choosing. I mean, wow, what a difference in the tone. What do you think? And did you know that Russia actually did hack the Pentagon? Yeah, and the State Department. Now, they only got unclassified emails, and they actually hacked unclassified computers. But this was about a year ago. About a year ago. Yeah, here's an August 6th, 2015 headline. Russia hacks Pentagon computers, NBC citing sources. In the USA Today, an article on the same event, the same story, writes under this headline, hackers penetrated Pentagon email. And here's an earlier article, by the way, on that story of Russia hacking the Pentagon. And this one is in June of 2015. And the title or the headline is this: Russians hacked Pentagon network, Carter says, end quote, quote unquote. That's interesting, isn't it? The Russians actually hack Pentagon computers, State Department computers, unclassified ones, right? And gather up all these emails. And you probably don't even remember that happening, or most of you probably barely even remember it. What did Obama say about that? What did Obama have to say about that? These articles explain to us that the reason the Russians did it, they think, was as retaliation against America and against Obama for the sanctions that Obama put against Russia because of their invasion of Ukraine. So what did Obama have to say about this? This hacking of the Pentagon and hacking of the State Department? Well, he said almost nothing. Yeah, he dismissed it as virtually irrelevant. And in a way, I understand. They were just emails, and unclassified ones at that. He dismissed it. All Obama actually did about it or said about it was that he was going to look into sanctioning the hackers. About a year and a half later, however, his tone has changed. What's different? Well, now, you see, they've just gone too far now. Now they've hacked the DNC computers. Now that can't be tolerated. We're not going to put up with that, right? These people are too much. It's unreal. Then, of course, the MSM, they got to serve their massa. Yeah, listen, watch this. Now that Obama is out there threatening retaliation about this, a reporter goes back into the archives, digs up that Russia hacked the Pentagon article, digs it up, wipes the dust off of it, freshens it up a little bit, and republishes it today. Just recently, a couple of days ago. And what's the headline that was used? Listen to this. Russian hack almost brought American military to its knees. You know, if it wasn't so serious, it'd be fun. It's unbelievable. And even the liberals notice. Takeout's a little different, but here's a Washington Post headline saying this. It says, Obama shrugs off Russian hacking until Donald Trump elected president. Of course, their take on it is, if only Obama had done something about that, maybe we wouldn't have to deal with Trump being in the White House right now. It's unbelievable watching these people. You know, they are as blind as old Bartimaeus before he met Jesus. That's something to think about. So what is it, Obama? Russians can hack the Pentagon, the State Department emails, and it's not particularly a big deal. You told Trevor Noah that, hey, Russians trying to influence American elections goes back to the Soviet days. And nothing particularly fancy in the espionage here. No big deal. And your real problem is with the fact that Americans would get all obsessed on some emails hacked by Russians from the DNC computer and releasing them to the public. Is it all war and saber rattling and we're going to do something about this, and the Russians better be on alert and be on their guard because, well, when I start taking action, some of it will be public. Could be. We might openly attack him, but we might do some secret things too. You know what I mean? This guy's a joke. This whole administration's been a joke. And it's a very, very bad joke. It really isn't a very funny joke. It's an old and tired joke. And I'm done with them. And I'm glad, so glad that guy is getting out of the White House.